What number 4? What do you know about your family surname Newland?
Yes. What do you know about your family surname Newland?
Well, it's I know it's an English name because I was in England one time. I was in London, and I run upon the Newland Hotel, and then I've heard that there was 4 male suspects. 4 male Newlands came over, and they hit the East Coast, and they went into Virginia. Well, and from Virginia, one of those 4 went to Texas, one went to Iowa, and one to Virginia, and we're out of the Virginia group, and they don't know where the other ones are. Now, I've also scrounged around and found out that, or Herb did, that there is a group in Minnesota, and they sent me pictures of them, and they look just look like my uncles, and so I think one of the groups that we've got Minnesota, and they came by here one time and went to the Newland reunion. I don't know whether you remember, no?
I think I remember about 10 years ago.
Yeah, they came here and went to the Newland reunion, and they came with, they had a lot of pictures, and they just looked like they fit into our family just exactly.
What is the history of, the lineage? I mean, just country-wise. You said English is where you think the name came from.
Yeah, Dad was English and more or less English, and Mom said she was English-Irish, but she said, I told her one time we was in Spain, and Ruie and I went to Spain, and we had one of those fiesta times when they locked up everything and said, get out of here and don't come back till 5. Siesta. And so we went back to the hotel room, and we were sitting there waiting until things opened up again. And I looked through the telephone directory, and I found Mom's name is, her Mom's mother's name was Rose, and her name is Armenti. And so I found an Armenta Rosa. So I came back and I told Mom, I said, I found in Spain Armenta Rosa. I said, you're Spanish. She said, I am not. I'm American. So that's as far as I got with that. That ended that conversation right there. So it's possibility. Now with her black hair, and when she got mad, her eyes was, just black, and I think she may have been part of the Spanish regime, but come out of the Spanish people. But you never know. But now they moved out on northern Carter County, Gessling, and the first I know of where she lived was there, and the Daniels family lived there, and she had a bunch of brothers who had a history of their own, really, and one of them was a great fisherman, and we went out to see him one time, and he was fishing. He's out on Tiger, and he's laying in the bunk, sleep. I said, I thought you was out here fishing. He says, I am. And then it wasn't long we sat there talking to him, and they heard a cowbell ringing. So he went down and took a fish off the line and came back up and laid back down again. He'd hooked the cowbell to a bush, and then when the fish started tugging on his line, the cowbell would ring, and he'd go down and catch his fish and go back and lay down again. So that was Al. Al was a character.
Well, what about your grandparents?
My grandparents is, well, I knew my grandmother, like I was telling you about Shrilda R., which is Rose Daniels, and now she lived to be way up in her 70s, which was life expectancy, beyond the life expectancy of people in that day. But now she died in 1943 while we was in the service. Everett knows in service. And
I'm gonna pause.